We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Thursday, March the 24th, 2022. Just in case you don't know, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and guess what? Every Monday through Friday, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, we host this show 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose of this show is to give you information, to share with you valuable content that can help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. So I need you to do me a favor. If you're coming on and we are live right now, I want you to hit that like button. Please hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody. And let them know we are live right here on the Ramon Preston Show. Today, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Thursday, March the 24th, I'm going to be talking to you about proximity is power. Do you know that proximity is power? Proximity is power. I think we underestimate and undervalue the power of proximity. And I'm going to be talking to you about that today. I'm really going to be challenging you. I'm going to be asking you some questions and really seeing if, in fact, you have put yourself in proximity to the power that is needed and necessary for you to be successful. Listen, there is no shortage of power on this planet. There's no shortage of people on this planet. Do you not know that there are over 7, almost 8 billion people on planet Earth? Do you not know that on every continent of this planet, there are people in places doing powerful things? And most of these people are always looking to connect with other people. The problem is people who don't have proximity to that power never experience the results of having proximity to power. And so I want to talk to you about that today. All right. And I'm going to simplify this title. I'm going to simplify this subject. I'm going to simplify this topic. So proximity is power. What are you doing to put yourself in proximity to power? Or in other words, who are you putting yourself around? Who are you putting yourself around? There were studies and surveys, and you can Google a lot of this stuff from the studies and surveys, but there are studies and surveys that have been done to show that you and we are pretty much the sum total of the 5 closest people in our circle. Now, if you think about the 5 closest people in your life, I want you to think about that for a moment. Think about the 5 closest people in your life. And I don't want you to think about your children or just your spouse or your parents, okay? I want you to think about the people that you interact with. Now, if it is a family member or someone that is in your immediate family, they need to be someone who is actually inspiring you and elevating you and pulling you to a place of power. If not, don't use your immediate family in this 5. But I want you to think about the 5 closest people to you. Okay? I want you to think about the 5 closest people, but I want you to think about the 5 people that you know are people that are not necessarily your parents or your spouse or your children, but these are the 5 people that you would consider to be friends. These are the 5 people that you talk to on a regular basis. These are the 5 people that you consider to be either friends or associates or people who inspire you to some extent. All you have to do is look at the 5 closest people to you, the 5 people that you talk to about life, the 5 people that you talk to about money, the 5 people that you talk to about relationships, the 5 people that you talk to about health, the 5 people that you talk to about your future and your success. And whoever those 5 people are, guess what? You are the sum total of those 5. So if you are around 5 idiots, I want you to hear this, because some people ain't gonna get it to you 100. If you are around 5 idiots, unfortunately, you're the 6th idiot. You just missed it. I want you to catch that. If you are around 5 geniuses, guess what? You are the 6th genius. If you are around 5 people who are always complaining, you are the 6th person who's always complaining. If you are around 5 people who have no perspective for the future, they don't see the brighter side, they look at the cup as half empty all the time and not half full, it is because these are the type of people you put yourself around, and you have subsequently become the 6th person. So I want you to understand, if proximity is power, and the power you obtain and acquire is going to be based on the proximity of the people that you put yourself around, and if in fact the 5 closest people you associate with, you talk with, you converse with, you share your life with, if those people have certain characteristics, certain personalities, certain traits, certain habits, you are most likely the 6th person in that circle. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to take a look at what exactly do we want in our lives. Have you ever just sat down and taken some time to think about, what do I want my life to be? What do I want my financial situation to be? What do I want my business to be? Do I even want a business? Do I even want that kind of life? So in order for you to really start fleshing out how you want your life to look, you have to accept the fact that the proximity of the people in certain places doing certain things, the proximity to that is going to have a lot to do to determine the way your life looks. So if you want a quality life, that means you've got to put yourself in proximity to quality people. And a lot of times, it's not that we don't have opportunities or access to these people of power, but we're not willing to pay the price to be in proximity to these people of power. So I want to share with you some things on, like, what can you do to get access or get proximity. I want to share with you some things that you can do to get proximity to power. First of all, you have to have an idea on what you want to accomplish in your life. So I would say you need to focus on what is it that you want to accomplish in your personal, in your professional, and in your financial life. What exactly do you want to accomplish? And I'm going to use myself as a guinea pig, because today I'm getting ready to go to Miami for an event that's going to be 4 to 5 days straight. And guess what? I'm putting myself in proximity to people of power. It costs a lot of money to be around these people. It takes a lot of time to be around these people. I have to readjust my life and compromise things that I may be comfortable doing here in Buckhead in order to go to South Florida, Miami, and to make sure that I can be in proximity to people, to people of power. But guess what? It's not that big of an issue to me, because I have checked the box on what I want to accomplish in my personal life, in my professional life, and in my financial life. And guess what? If you want to determine what you want to do in these 3 aspects of your life, the easiest way to determine it is to do this. Quantify it with a dollar amount. Now, some people that see this, they're going to say, yeah, you always trying to figure out how something leads to money. Well, guess what? You probably feel the same way. You may just be ignorant of it, blind to it, unaware of it, or just unwilling to accept that a lot of the things, if not most or all the things that you do in your personal life, your professional life, and financial life are all tied to money. So let's just think about it, just in case you question it, or if you're around people who question it. Think about things that you do in your personal life. You got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to take a bath, you got to take care of your family, you got to be sane, you got to stay healthy. All these things that you got to do in your personal life, don't it take money to do those things? Of course it do, unless you live in the boondocks and you just bathing in a lake. Otherwise, everything that you do, or almost everything that you do personally, is tied to dollars. Now let's look at your professional life. Do you work? Do you have a business? Even if you don't work and have a business, are you on a fixed income? Where's that? What is actually helping sustain your fixed income? Where is that coming from? It's coming from some system or some source that's making sure that you have a certain amount of revenue. So if you work on a job, you're working on a job not because you just want to work. You're working on a job because that job is helping you get what? Money. Well, let's look at your financial life. The quality of your life is tied to your finances, ain't it? Because if you had $1 million right now, what would you be doing today? If you had $10 million right now, what would you be doing today? You probably wouldn't even be watching me. You probably would be somewhere on the other side of the world enjoying yourself. So my point is, if you're going to be in proximity to power, because you understand that proximity is power. So that means if I can get in proximity to, or in position with the right people, in the right places, doing the right things, whatever it is that I want to achieve in my personal life, in my professional life, and in my financial life, I have a better likelihood of achieving it just because of how I positioned myself in proximity to people of power. Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, I want you to give me some feedback in the comments on what you agree with or what you feel is important about what I'm saying, and what type of people are you putting yourself around? Who is in power that you've put yourself in proximity to? So if you want to know how to put yourself in proximity to people of power, here's what you need to do. You need to think about what are your personal, professional, and financial goals. And you need to quantify that with dollars. What do I want to accomplish in my life? If I had to quantify it, if I had to explain what I want to accomplish in my life in terms of dollars, what is the dollar amount that reflects what I want to achieve in life? So for example, me, I want to be, this is what I want to be. I want to be, is that $1 billion? Yeah, that's $1 billion. I had to look again. So I want to be a billionaire, right? I want to be a billionaire. So I want to be a billionaire. That's what I want to be. That's just my dream of being a 10-figure. I want to be a 10-figure billionaire. That's what I want to be. I want to be a 10-figure billionaire. I'm just giving you this as an example, okay? I'm using myself as an example because if I know proximity, let me change this to, and I'm going to change it to is for a moment. If I know that proximity is power, can we all agree on that? Proximity is power. So that means if I can get in close proximity to people who are doing, who are living, who are thinking, who are acting, and who are moving like what I want to achieve and what I want to accomplish. If they're doing that, if I can get in proximity to them, they will flow to me. They will flow to me the power that they're operating in. Does that make sense? So if you walk in a room, and in this room, people are smoking, or people are drinking, or people are laughing, and people are just doing certain things, and the room is full of people who are doing it. When you walk in the room, what is going to happen? Whatever is happening in that room is going to flow to you, because their power in that room is going to come into contact with you because you have come into proximity to what they're doing. So for myself, as an example, if I have an ultimate goal in my life to be a 10-figure billionaire, I want a billion. I want to be a billionaire. Well, guess what's going to have to happen? I've got to put myself in what? Proximity to people who are already operating in the power of being what I want to become. So that means I've got to make sure that my personal, professional, and financial goals can be quantified in a dollar amount that lets me know what exactly do I want. And so then once I'm able to identify with what I want, and some of you that are listening to me and watching me, I don't even know if you've done the math on it. What exactly do you want to be if you had to explain what you want to be in dollar amount? If you had to explain to me, this is what you want to become, this is what you want to be, but you had to explain it in dollars, I want you to write down for yourself or take notes for yourself today. If you had to explain what you want to become, what you want to have, what you want to be, what would be the dollar amount to explain that? Do you want to be a 6-figure earner? That could be anywhere from $100,000 to $999,999. That would be a 6-figure earner right there. Do you want to be a 7-figure earner? If you want to be a 7-figure earner, let's see, you have to have at least what? $1 million to 9,999,999. If you want to be an 8-figure, you would need what? At least 10 million to 99 million. I'm just trying to help you make sense of, if you had to explain what you want to become in life, but if you were told that the only way you can explain it is explaining it in terms of dollars, what exactly do you want to be? Do you want to be a 6-figure earner? Do you want to be a 7-figure earner? Do you want to be an 8? Do you want to be a 9? Or like me, do you want to be a 10? But here's the thing. Don't just say it knowing that you're not willing to put the right intention and the right action behind it. Because once you quantify by dollar amount what you want to become, now you have to put action behind that intention. Because whatever the dollar amount is that you choose that reflects who and what you want to become, each of these levels or figures demand certain behaviors and certain actions behind your intentions. Because if you want to be a millionaire, a 7-figure person, if you want to be a multimillionaire, an 8-figure person, if you want to be a hectamillionaire, 9-figure, a billionaire, or you just want to be a 6-figure earner, then that means your actions and your behaviors have to be like the person you know you want to become. So now, are you actually doing and behaving in a way people who fit this category are actually behaving? If you're not, then that means you've got to take that number when you decide what that number is, and you've got to say, okay, who who do I know, or who can I find? Who can I locate? Who can I identify who is actually living in that financial level, doing the things that I would love to do? I need to find those kind of people. So you should be looking for those kind of people. And when you find those kind of people, you got to start looking at all the details of what exactly are they doing every day for them to be who they are. Now, of course, some of these people you might not know personally. Some of these people you ain't gonna be able to call and email. Some of these people you can DM or, inbox them and they may not respond to you, but you can at least look at the things that they give you access to see exactly what they're doing. So for example, I want to be a billionaire. So I'm going to Miami, right? Well, the gentleman who owns this company, who leads this organization, who has billions of dollars of net worth, provides coaching programs and mentoring programs and masterminds and all of these things for people like me who want to become a person like him. But guess what? In order for me to get in proximity to what it is that he's doing, I've got to do what? I've got to be willing to pay the price, because in order for me to get proximity, it's going to cost me something. So now I have the intention. Well, let me say first, I've got the math, because that's probably going to be the most important for you. You got the math. So you've done the math on what is the dollar amount that you want to have, or you would like for yourself to be worth. Like what is that dollar amount? Once you get the math, then you take the intention to reach that dollar amount, to become that six-figure earner, to become that millionaire, to become that multimillionaire, hectamillionaire, billionaire, or trillionaire. And then with that attention, you start looking at what actions you can take. Now I got to look at my actions. Well, one of the first actions you're going to have to take is to identify with someone who actually lives the life that you know you want to live, who is exemplifying what you know you want to accomplish. And when you identify with that person, or it may be a couple people, you ask yourself all the critical questions as to how you can get in proximity to the power of the person that's living like and looking like what you want to be. This is how you do it. Because if you never do this, guess what? You're never gonna get the manifestation, or you're really not gonna get the fuel and the motivation and the momentum that you need to actually pull it off. So now I've got to ask myself all the critical questions of how can I get into proximity? Like, most people don't understand that one of the best ways to get into proximity to people who have the power, who are exemplifying and living the quality of life and the experiences that we want to have in our own lives, one of the best ways to do it is by using our money to pay for proximity, which in turn gives us more time to become what we ultimately want to become. So when you are unwilling to pay to be in proximity, you are actually saying you're unwilling to invest in getting more time so that you can speed up the process to get back to what you know you've already done the math on. So if I'm a person who wants to become a six-figure earner, if I'm a person that wants to become a millionaire, if I'm a person that wants to become a billionaire, then guess what I've got to do? I've got to do the math on what I want to become. I've got to set my intentions that I'm going to become it. And I've got to be willing to take the actions. And one of my first actions is, who has already done what I want to do that I'm willing to get in proximity to? Who is that person? See, a lot of you entrepreneurs and leaders and people who want to run businesses, a lot of you are looking up to people and following people who don't even match where you want to be. So that means you're going to be getting the wrong advice. Remember, if you're in proximity to people who are on your level, who talk like you talk, who think like you think, and you spend a lot of time in conversation with them and in proximity to them, then guess what? They're never going to elevate you and pull you up, because how can someone else pull you up to a place that they themselves have never been? So in order for you to be pulled up, you've got to make sure that you identify with the person or with the few people who have already accomplished what you want to accomplish and who have provided opportunities for you to get proximity to them. And sometimes the proximity is not a program or just a program. Sometimes proximity is not just a mastermind or a master class or a coaching program or hiring them to do a job for you. Sometimes proximity can be you just investing time in observing them, investing time in listening to them. There are people right now who have written books, and their books are sum totals or summaries of like the last 30, 40 years of their life. And we're unwilling to pay for the book, to skip 30 to 40 years of time to find out in 3 or 4 days what it took them 30 or 40 years. Not knowing that the more I read about that person, the more I observe that person, the more I study that person, the more access I get to that person, the better proximity I have, which accelerates my process to get to where I want to go. And then when you are able to get access, to get proximity to certain people, you've got to learn how to get it, and you got to learn how to keep it. Have you ever met somebody and all they talk about is who they saw, or who they got a chance to shake hands with, or who they got a chance to meet, or they walked in a room and they saw somebody and they took a photo or a selfie with them? Okay, you got the opportunity, but did you keep the opportunity? Most likely you didn't keep the opportunity because you never detach yourself from other people who you had proximity to, who kept pulling you away from the other people who needed to pull you up. So a lot of times, even before some of these things happen, you got to be willing to just detach yourself from the circles of people who are either pulling you back or maybe keeping you stuck because they're unable to pull you up to where you want to go. So this is a lot of work that you're going to have to do on your end. But once you get proximity, you got to learn how to get it, and you got to learn how to keep it. So that means if you have to continue to invest, rinse and repeat your money, invest, rinse and repeat your time, don't be afraid and don't be unwilling to invest that, because you're not just investing it into your current self, you're also investing it into your future self, because you know where you want to go. So proximity is all about few things before I go, because I got to go. I got to end this in a few moments. But proximity is all about quality. Okay? Proximity is all about quality. Number one, I'm going to give you a few things to help you understand what proximity is all about. If proximity is power, that means it's all about quality. Now, what do I mean by quality? What I mean is proximity is about making sure that you are willing to invest what is the most quality assets you have into getting proximity. Most of the time, your quality is in your money. Your quality is in your time. Money, time, and here's another component of quality. Attention. When you're willing to put your money on the line and put your time on the line, you've got to be willing not just to give attention to, but be willing to put yourself in position to get attention from. Did you catch that? You got to be willing to give attention to, and you got to keep giving attention to it until you're able to get attention from it. It's only a certain matter of time. See, I've done this even practically. Like, I'll pay to get into a room. And when I get into the room and I know this room gives me quality opportunities to build relationships, to meet people, I paid my money, I'm giving my time. Now I got to give my attention because I've got to observe who I'm around and what I'm around. And I've got to learn how to give enough attention so that at some point I can get attention. So that means I've got to work the room, I've got to meet people, I've got to invest in conversations. These are the things that I have to do because this is one main component of proximity. Number two, proximity is also about opportunity. Proximity is all about opportunity. And the problem is, opportunity is not going to find you. Opportunity is something that's created by you. I'm dropping gems. You better catch them before I go. Opportunity is not something that's going to find you. A lot of people sit back and wait for opportunity. Opportunity ain't going to find you, boo. Opportunity ain't going to find you, dog. What you have to do is learn to create opportunity. So how do I create opportunity? Well, once I start figuring out how to get proximity, and I know I'm around quality people because I've paid money to be around them, I paid my time, and I'm paying my attention, because people who are not paying money, time, and attention are probably not the most quality people. That's why I don't like to be all a part of things that are just free. Sometimes I want to be, well, a lot of times, but sometimes I want to see people and be around people who don't want the free. They actually want to pay money. They want to pay time and pay attention, because they know the more of these things that they pay, the more quality the proximity is, or the people who they have proximity to are. And this quality creates opportunity. But the opportunity is not something that's coming to you. Opportunity is something that's being created by you. So how do you create this opportunity? Well, by value. Like, what value are you bringing to the people you're around? What are you actually giving the people that you are around? If it's always you getting something and needing something, then guess what? You're probably not going to be around quality people. You're not going to have proximity to people who have power, because you are not a quality person, because you're unwilling to invest time, money, time, and attention. And then when you do have opportunities, you're looking for them rather than creating them. And this is how you create opportunities. You create opportunities by value. You create opportunities by volume. You create opportunities by velocity. And this is it. I'm ending with this. What do you mean value? Value is, what do I have that I can give to other quality people who are making the same similar investments or more investments to help give me the pool that I want to get to, for where I want to get to, so that I can become my future version. So I have to give value. I'm always looking for what? Opportunities to give people more value, to make their lives better, to support them, to reinforce what they're doing. But I also create opportunities through volume. So I'm not just doing it for one person that I have proximity to. I'm going to figure out how I can do it for 20 people I have proximity to. Because now the value and the volume of that value, it starts exponentially multiplying what? My opportunities to be around even more quality people. Because if you ever meet one quality person, that one quality person probably represents dozens and dozens of other quality people. because they're probably always around other quality people. You're not going to find people who have quality, who invest a lot of money, a lot of time and attention to become better versions of themselves to get to where they go, and they around shabby people. It's not going to happen. So that means I've got to have opportunities created through me with value, with volume, and then with velocity. Velocity is like force and speed. How can I reinforce it with more effort, with more action? And some of you right now, where your business is, where your personal finances are, where your life is, where you are as a whole, you know you don't want to be there. But in order for you to move out of that place, you've got to do your due diligence. First of all, you got to do the math on where you want to go and what is the dollar amount that reflects where you want to go and who you want to be. You got to take your intention once you do that math and reinforce it with actions. When you reinforce it with actions, you've got to identify at least one person or maybe a couple people who live like and look like and who are doing the things that you wish to do at some point when you reach that goal. And when you identify with them, now you have to get in proximity to them. And in order for you to get in proximity to them, you got to be willing to spend money. You got to be willing to spend time, because your proximity is all about spending money and spending time. And when you get it, you got to keep it. And the way you're going to get it and keep it is you're going to make sure that they are quality people and that you're willing to take the most quality assets you have of money, quality assets you have of time, quality assets you have of attention, and give it to these type of people. Because the more attention you give, the more you're going to end up getting. And that's where your opportunities are going to come from. And when you have those opportunities, it's because you've created it by giving value, by expanding that value with volume, and fueling that value with velocity. That's why I want to do as much as I can every day for as many people as I can do it for and with. And a lot of these people are not people who are pulling me down. A lot of these people are actually pulling me up. So I want to challenge you to do your homework. If you didn't take all the notes that we've covered, go back, rewatch the video. And if you need assistance, if you need support, maybe you need proximity. Maybe you watch me and listen to me and you're like, man, I want to be around somebody like you. I want to gravitate from you. Well, guess what? We have programs that you can have an opportunity or give yourself the opportunity to be a part of so you can get that proximity. We actually have a mentorship program. It's called our Millionaire Mentorship Program. It's a 1-year Millionaire Mentorship Program. It's an accelerated consulting and coaching program. So what we've done is we've created this hybrid program in this mentorship program to give you all the benefits of every division of our company, our training division, our coaching division, and our consulting division. And so in this Millionaire Mentorship Program, we take 1 year to put together a thorough game plan for your personal, professional, and financial life. We help you identify with what type of business structure you need, what type of systems and processes you need. We work with you to make sure that you are pricing your products right, packaging them right, presenting them right. If you don't have a business yet, but you're still a W-2 employee or 1099 contractor, we show you how to build a bridge between W-2, 1099, and legitimate business owner. We help you with everything that makes up creating a successful business and financial game plan. We provide one-on-one coaching sessions in this mentorship program. We provide weekly coaching calls. We provide quarterly workshops and masterminds. We even give you access to our online training program called the Millionaire Blueprint. And guess what? In our mentorship program, we also host what we call headquarter days. So we can schedule times for you to join us here at our global headquarters in Buckhead so you can shadow us, learn a lot of the ins and outs of what we do. And guess what you're actually doing? You're actually getting proximity. That's what you're getting. You're getting proximity. So if you want proximity to people that have the power to pull you up to a certain place that you want to be, then you've got to be willing to invest your money, your time, and your attention to getting it. And once you get it, people will start giving it. If you're interested in it and would like to speak with us on what our program is about, maybe you have some questions on what you're doing in your personal life, your professional life, or your financial life, all you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Text 404-478-7213. When you text the word millionaire to us, we're going to reach back out to you. We'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to assess your personal, professional, and financial situation to see where we can provide value and what program we have that best fits your criteria. And once we agree on what you want to do and how we can assist you in doing it, we can get you onboarded today. We can schedule your first initial one-on-one coaching session so we can put a game plan together to get you to your next level. So I love all of you. Appreciate all of you for watching the Ramon Preston Show. Please, 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 if you're ready to get in proximity to people of power, text millionaire to 404-478-7213. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. We're working on getting to 10,000 subscribers. Subscribe to our page. Invite someone else to subscribe to our page. Make sure you follow us on all of the other platforms at Ramon Preston. I love y'all. Appreciate all of you for supporting the Ramon Preston Show. Leave some comments. Leave some feedback. Give us whatever your biggest takeaways were so that we can know that you're getting value from what we're sharing with you on the Ramon Preston Show. Love you. Appreciate you. Having a